Hey traders, John Hal here. Today we're going to be looking at the markets, a bit of a market update for you to show you what's happening with the stock market, silver, gold, mining stocks, interest rates, what else? Bitcoin, you name it. So let's get straight into it. Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty traders, let's get straight into it. Traders, make sure I've actually recently, the last few weeks, recorded a brand new 5-phase trading course and I'm giving it away for free. If you're struggling in trading right now, or you need help reading the charts, or you're confused with what's happening right now, or you need a good trading system, you want to learn how to take good profits, let your profits run, and so much more, then this trading course is for you and it's for free. If you go to johnsfreegift.com, you can get access to that for free. A lot of people are losing a lot of money right now. So phase number 1 is about the biggest mistakes that you're making right now. You don't even realize it. It's actually the top 13 biggest mistakes you're making right now. But also, I walk you through a detailed process and plan of how to overcome each one. So by default, when you stop making the mistakes, you actually start to make progress. And that's the first, actually, you get instant access to video number 1 when you go do that. So johnsfreegift.com, guys. So let's have a look at this here. Something right now, something in the markets is, okay, here's the thing. I was actually going through my trades today. I was going through the markets today, doing my trading like I do every day, right? And I was watching to see what was happening with the markets. And I am sensing that something is about to hit the market. Something big is about to hit the markets that's going to send this market down that way. Now, I did do a video yesterday say how I believe there's a big bottom coming, but I don't know when that's going to be. It could be this month. It could be next month, okay? The overall picture, fundamental, and this is so important, the overall fundamental picture is so bad that it's probably going to form a bottom soon in the markets, but that takes time to filter through. Makes sense? But on an absolute short-term basis, when it comes to the stock market, when it comes to what's happening right now, I was going through a lot of the stocks and going through my scans today, and a lot of these stocks look like they're about to get hammered, absolutely hammered on the downside, and it's not looking good. So something big's about to come to market. Something big's about to come out and shock the market and send this market on a free fall. That's just what I'm sensing right now. I could be wrong, so I'm not going to trade based on that. But it's just, I want to start off with that. I want to start off the market update with that in line with that. Okay, so if we have a look at the S&P 500, let's look at the S&P 500. S&P 500 is clearly in this pullback phase still. A bit of a nothing day today, but we're squeezing up. Look at this here. We're squeezing up into this overall resistance level here. Okay, so we're squeezing up through there, and now we also have this bit of a trend line down through here. Someone in yesterday's video said, John, you didn't mention the bear flag. Oh, I just did. There you go. Does that help? I just mentioned the bear flag for you. Okay, so we're in a pullback here right now, and it's really, and we're actually creating, if you have a look at what's going on right now as well, let's bring up the last 3 months. Look what's happening here as well. This last support level is now becoming what? Look at that. So the support is now becoming resistance, a double bottom, dibble bottom, right? Rally up, come back down. Look at this here, top. So here's the big thing that I'm watching for right now this week. We had a bit of down day today. What happens here? Do maybe we get something like this and then a breakout like that? If so, we're probably going to see another movement on the downside and break these lows through here. So that's a big key level that I'm watching for, because this resistance is now double bottom, double top. It's definitely a pattern I'm watching for. Nasdaq is not doing the same sort of thing, but we do have a bit of a double top through here. The overall long-term trend with Nasdaq has actually broken out, but we're definitely right at the moving average. And you can see here that actually, what I was about to say there, I'm going to get to that in just a minute, okay? But I want to focus on something else. So we are having this overall slow little upward move through here. We are getting a big rejection point right here as well too, this bit of a double top formation. And we are in this overall downward phase through here as well too. So I wouldn't be too surprised if this thing started to come back down and have a move down. Now, around about the 10,000 level is that major long-term support level there for the Nasdaq. If I bring up these longer-term charts, this is the weekly long-term view we're looking at right now. This is the view, and so as you can see here, X marks the spot. So if we get a little bit more downward move into the 10,000 level, then that's probably where we're likely to find a major level. And that's where I believe we're likely to get to before we start to really see that big bottom up. I believe there's one more break that's going to happen in the stock market before that overall fundamental picture that I was talking about yesterday, which is everything's so bad, sentiment, so on and so forth. I believe that what we're seeing right now is we're going to start to see that again and again. It sort of goes in line. Everything's really bad fundamentally, so to speak, because lots of fear, consumer sentiment, so on and so forth, and then we're getting right to the level of a long-term support level. So I believe a bit more downside, and then we're probably going to see a lot more upside. But there's probably one more crack to go in the stock market before we see something else happening in the markets there. So that's what I'm seeing through there, traders. Let's go have a look at gold today. Gold, pretty much a nothing day with gold. We have been continuing down from here. Gold's been in this sort of sideways flat range, and now we're actually been continuing on the downside now. But we are getting very close to this long-term level of support in these markets through here. And then also same for silver as well too. Silver, a bit of a nothing day, but we are starting to really fall off a cliff through here. The big thing with silver is that I'm seeing is that if we go to our weekly charts, I'm noticing that this whole area through there, maybe even just right now, basically where we're at right now with silver, that's a major key level of support in the markets. So both silver and gold are getting very close to major levels of support. So I believe that maybe what's probably going to happen is there's probably a lot of stops down here somewhere. So we're probably going to get a bit of a flush and then maybe a reversal, maybe a pullback again. So down, up to the moving average, down, maybe then up to the moving average as the moving average starts to come back up again. So I hope that makes sense for you there. So that's what we're seeing through there when it comes to that. Let's have a look at the GDX as well too. GDX is continuing to just on a free fall, but very ugly. The metals and miners are very ugly in the markets through there. And meaning it's like, we're just like, see how it's very choppy, right? Very volatile. Up, down, up, down, up, down. We're not getting some really sort of strong movement here. We're just getting very weak movement through there. So we're breaking below this support level here. If we have a look at, there's probably a lot of support around that from that level there. Maybe a bit below it as well too. So that's probably going to be a really strong support level through there as well. Looking at the SIL as well too, and look at that. This thing is just falling off a cliff, right? This is the reason why we never trade against the trend traders, right? Look at this here. High, low, lower high, and look at it just fall off a cliff. So the silver mining stocks are almost back down towards where they were. Man, silver mining stocks are just almost back down towards where they were in the COVID days. So, man, the silver mining ETF is getting absolutely creamed. My big one for me, guys, that the baby in a sense for me has always been the GDXJ. I think the GDXJ actually has a big upward move. And when all the shit hits the fan, when it all hits the fan, guys, which I believe is coming later this decade, not now. I believe there's going to be one more round of QE, one more big round of QE, and then that's going to send this market up. We're going to have one recession. That's not going to be the big recession because they're going to print us out. They're going to print it. They're going to print again, and they're going to save us again, right, in the next recession. And then they're going to go up, and then that's when the whole world starts to. That's when they can't do any more QE because now they're really reaching the limit, and that's when things are going to start to go crazy. Inflation is going to pick back up, and so on and so forth. So that's what I'm seeing through there when it comes to the markets. Oh, just a quick recap on what I just said there because I know I said it fast. As we continue over the next few years, we are going to go through a next recession. They are going to print more money to get us out of the next recession. That next recession is going to create exactly what happened in the last couple of years, which is a boom in asset prices, boom in gold, boom, right? Inflation boom again too. as well. They're going to do the exact same thing as they did before, and it's going to create the exact same result. You can set your watch to it. And then what's going to happen is then, yes, the one that's going to happen later this decade, the next crisis after, not the next one, but the one after that, that's when the Great Reset is probably going to happen in the market. So let's go have a look at the good old Bitcoin and interest rates. So, with this APTV, I was actually looking at that just recently. Anyway, so let's go have a look at, I talked about interest rates, how interest rates are probably likely to start to create like a bit of a head and shoulder formation pattern. And we are starting to get that, aren't we? Look at this here. We're starting, I've always talked about head and shoulder formation. We're actually potentially anyway starting to get that. That's that shoulder, it's that head and that shoulder formation. So we're starting to get that right now on the 30-year, 10-year as well too. As I said before, 10-year, actually it didn't quite get to that shoulder there, but as I said before, I was looking for this head and shoulder formation that's actually happening right now. I've always looked for this down. I said, we're probably going to go up and we're probably going to start to come back down. We're starting to get that. And the same for the 2-year as well too. But the 2-year is not giving us a head and shoulder formation. 2 year is actually still in an upward trend from there. And man, look at these. Look at the futures market. The futures market, actually the futures markets are getting hammered overnight. What's going on? Hammered. What am I talking about being hammered? Oh, look at that. So Russell, the futures markets are still pretty red right now as I'm doing this recording. Let's go to Bitcoin. Bitcoin right now, traders, I see another big leg down happening with Bitcoin and the whole crypto market, which to me, I'm actually excited about because I'm looking to short it myself. So we actually had, and look at this here, right? It's the same thing, right? Down, pullback, down, pullback. What comes next? Possibly down, but then that's probably going to be the next crack is probably going to be the last one in Bitcoin. And because the reason why is, generally speaking, not 100% of the time, but generally speaking, you get 3 moves in an overall move, or 3 stair step. 1 stair step, 2 stair step, and then the last stair step is a bit of a weak stair step. So where's it likely to go to? Let's go to the weekly charts. And then we're probably going to head back down towards that $10,000 level through there. But then that's when, like for me, I look at that, say Ethereum, 1111 Ethereum. How cool is that? So we have a look at Ethereum, and Ethereum's been very, very, very weak as well too. Look at this here, sideways. Let's have a look here. So let's go to the weekly charts. And then if I go to the weekly charts, we definitely have that there. Let's go to, I'm going to go to the daily charts once again. Okay, so we're doing that through there. I'm just trying to see where's that next major support level. So we could possibly get down to maybe that 400 level there. Yeah, so somewhere out there, but we are going through a bit of a pullback through here. What's the moving average telling us? It's flat, but we're getting close. It would be getting, yeah, so there's not really much going there, but it does look like this is probably going to head down. The big one I'm watching for is Cardano. This is the one that I'm watching for because it does this one right here. Once we start the break on the downside, then we're probably going to see a very, very, very strong move down towards the $6 level when it comes to that. So there we go, traders. Hope this helps you out. Remember to go get access to that free trading course, guys. I promise you, it's literally 5 phases long. Phase number 1 is all about the biggest things, the biggest mistakes you're making right now and how to overcome them. Phase number 2 is all about my chart reading, how to actually read the charts, stuff that I've talked about today in a lot more detail. Phase number 3 is all about advanced techniques. Phase number 4 is all about how you're less than 10 trades away from achieving 6 figures in the markets, even starting with $1,000. I'm going to show that with you. And then also phase number 5 is all about my trading system, how I trade the markets, and what I look for in my trading setup that I actually trade. Plus I'll share with you my trades I've taken and so on and so forth. So johnsfreegift.com, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.